We have completed Boger-Bonning-Hussein's characteristic repertory. So we completed all three important repertories, three main repertories, which are most of the time 20-mark question was on one of option of 20 marks question is on one of these repertories. So these three repertories are very much important, and many times the comparative study of these repertories was asked in previous exams. So today we will discuss about comparison between these three repertories, that is Kent repertory, BTPB, that is Bonning-Hussein's therapeutic pocketbook, and Boger-Bonning-Hussein's characteristic repertory. So in Kent repertory, we discuss first about the life sketch of Dr. Kent, how he converted towards homeopathy, then history of Kent's repertory. In BBCR, we study about life history of Dr. Boger and in short history of BBCR, how the concept to write down his own index came in the mind of Dr. Boger. Then Bonning-Hussein's therapeutic pocketbook, while studying this repertory, which was edited by T.F. Allen, and we discuss in that life history of Dr. Bonning-Hussein and different how Dr. Bonning-Hussein he became a famous and well-known homeopath, how he write down his own index of symptoms with the help of or with the guidance of Dr. Hahnemann, and how we can able to or how he became the father of repertory or first repertory which was published in homeopathy was Dr. Bonning-Hussein's repertory. So in the introductory part of each repertory, we discuss about how that repertory was written or what is the reason to write down such own index of symptoms by each author. Then publication years. In this slide, this was not, I opened this slide from internet, and there are some mistakes in publication year. So Kent repertory which was published in which year Kent repertory was published? In 1897, Kent repertory was published. BBCR, when it was published? When BBCR was published, what is the year of publication of BBCR? Yes? Come on fast, answer. What is the year of publication of BBCR? What is the year of publication of BBCR? So BBCR was published in 1905 and BTPB was published in 1896. BTPB is published in which year BTPB was published? It was published in 1846. So there are some typing mistakes in publication years of BBCR and BTPB. That BBCR was published in 1905. It was written by mistake, and BTPB which was published in 1846 in German language. The contributions of Kent repertory was Kent's repertory of homeopathic materia medica, then Kent's lectures of materia medica, and homeopathic philosophy. Then contributions of Dr. Boger was, so these are the contributions of Dr. Kent. He gave these most important contributions to the homeopathy, that is Kent's repertory of homeopathic materia medica, then Kent's lectures of materia medica and homeopathic philosophy. Then Dr. Boger, he also gave many contributions. He also write down his many things newly he introduced to the homeopathy, and one of his most important contribution is BBCR, then BTPB, which was he make corrections in BTPB, and then he formed by adding many new medicines, by adding many new rubrics, he formed his own index of symptoms, that is BBCR. Then Boger's synoptic key, that is the Boger's synoptic key is also one of contribution of Dr. Boger to homeopathy, and Boger's card repertory is also important and is also one of the contribution of Dr. Boger to the homeopathy. Then uh, Dr. Boning Hussein's contributions are repertory, as we all know that repertory of antisoric medicines, which was the first published repertory in homeopathy, which was published in 1832. Then repertory of non-antisoric remedies, which was published in 18, which year, 35. And then the prevention of cure and cholera, and other many books, other many repertories. He also write down one of his repertory. Another repertory was attempt at showing the relative kinship of homeopathic remedies, which was published in 1836. And all these three repertories, that is repertory of antisoric remedies, repertory of non-antisoric or asoric remedies, and the attempt at showing the relative kinship of homeopathic remedies. Uh, all these three combine and form his masterpiece, that is BTPB. Yes, BTPB, which was published in 1846. So in this way, these are all contributions to the homeopathy by Dr. Kent, Dr. Boger, and Dr. Boning Hussain. So what is the philosophical background of Kent repertory, BBCR, and BTPB? In Kent repertory, he, while writing down the portrait of the deceased, he gave, Dr. Kent gave importance to general symptoms first, and then he go towards the characteristic particulars. In general, he give importance to qualified mental symptoms first, mental general symptoms first, and then he gave importance to physical general symptoms. So qualified mentals he gave first importance, then physical generals he gave after mental symptoms, he gave importance to physical generals, and PQRS symptoms or characteristic particular symptom. Then Dr. Kent, he criticized on the theory of grand generalization, which was introduced by Dr. Boning Hussain. And he introduced one new theory, that is theory of limited generalization. So as Dr. Boning Hussain, he said that the he introduced the theory that grand generalization, we considered the person as a whole, and so we considered one part's modalities as a modality of the whole person. So Dr. Kent, he was against this principle, and he criticized his principle of grand generalization. Then what is then Under philosophical background of Kant's repertory, he said that man is prior to the body. So we first give importance to man, not his parts, not his organs. So what is man? Man is nothing but, what is man? Yes, what is man? Man is nothing but will, understanding, and memory. And the house in which we live is his body. So, according to Dr. Kent, man is prior to organs. So, we have to give first importance to man, means we have to give first importance to symptoms related to man, that is symptoms related to mind and symptoms related to physical generals, and then we go towards the particular symptoms, that is symptoms related to one part of the body, one organ of the body, or one system of the body. So particular symptoms are nothing but when there is internal disturbances or disturbances occur at vital level, then it was reflected externally in the form of signs and symptoms. So we have to consider these signs and symptoms, these diseased symptoms at last, and we have to give importance first to symptoms of the man, that is mental general symptoms and physical general symptoms. Then we go towards the symptoms related to organ or part. Then what is the philosophy of Dr. Boger? Dr. Boger, he introduced many doctrines. He gave many fundamental concepts he follow of Dr. Boni Hussein's concepts also he follow. Then he in the philosophical background of BBCR, he introduced doctrine of complete symptom and concomitant, which was introduced first by Dr. Boni Hussein, and he followed that concept. Then doctrine of pathological general, which was introduced by Dr. Boger. Doctrine of causation and time, which was also introduced first time by Dr. Boger. Then clinical rubrics. Why clinical rubrics are important? Why we have to give importance to clinical rubrics? That was also introduced by Dr. Boger, and he not only give instructions to, or not only advice to use clinical rubrics, but in his repertory he added many clinical rubrics also. Then evaluation of remedies. In evaluation of remedies, as Dr. Kent, he evaluated remedies in 3 grades. BBCR, in BBCR, Dr. Boger, he evaluated the remedies in 5 grades. Then fever totality, which was a unique work of Dr. Boger, and this was also very well explained in this repertory, that is BBCR, and concordance section, which was same as that of BTPB. So in this way, choosing the remedy, repetition of dose, homeopathic prognosis, doctrine of analogy, doctrine of concomitant, and doctrine of pathological generals. These are the concepts which he followed in his philosophy. He followed many principles, many concepts of Dr. Boni Hussein, and he added some new concepts in by his own, and he followed his philosophy while constructing the repertory. Then what is the philosophical background of BTPP? Don't go word to word with this slide. I only take the points for reference. Please listen whatever I told you. Okay. Then in BTPB repertory, according to Dr. Boni Hussein, he says that repertory is never an end, and it is also a bridge between physician and chronic disease and patient. So it is the bridge between physician and disease patient, totality of four important headings, that is location, sensation, modality and concomitants. Doctrine of concomitants, which was introduced first time by Dr. Boni Hussein. So in Boni Hussein's repertory, he gave many doctrines, that is, as we discussed just now, doctrine of concomitant, doctrine of analogy to complete the symptom. When we cannot get each and every symptom as complete symptom, then we uh, use the doctrine of analogy to complete the symptom. Then doctrine of grand symptom, doctrine of grand generalization, doctrine of analogy is also called as doctrine of grand generalization. Then doctrine of complete symptom, that is grand symptom plus concomitant, means the symptom which contain location, sensation, modality and concomitants. Then in this repertory, he gave 5 grades to the remedies, and first time Dr. Boning Hussain, he introduced the concept of gradations to the remedy. Before his time, the gradation concept, it was not there, and to find out the importance of each medicine for that in that particular symptom, we have to, it is better to give grades to the medicine so that we can easily find out the uh, most indicated medicine for those symptoms. So in his repertory, Dr. Boni Hussain, he gave 5 grades. The 5-mark medicines are written in capitals. 4-mark medicine or second grade medicines, they are written in bold. 3-mark or third grade medicines, they are written in italic. 2-mark or fourth grade medicines, they are written in Roman, and 1 mark or fifth grade medicines, they are written in Roman in parentheses or routine language in brackets. So in this way, the gradations are given by Dr. Koni Hussain in his repertory. In Kent repertory, when Dr. Kent, he go through all the literatures present before his time, then he uh, only give the 3 gradations in his repertory while constructing his repertory. He used only 3 varieties of typography so that to reduce the confusion of the beginners, he give only 3 grades. The first grade or 3-mark remedies are written in bold letters. The 2-mark remedies or second grade remedies, they are written in italic, and the third grade remedy or 1-mark remedy, they are written in ordinary letters or in Roman letters. So in this way, the gradations are different in Kent repertory, and as Dr. Boger, he was the follower of Dr. Boni Hussain, so he follows or he gives same gradations as that of given by Dr. Boni Hussain in his repertory, that is therapeutic pocket book. So in BBCR and BTPB, we get the same type of gradations or evaluations of remedy, that is capital, bold, italic, Roman and Roman in parentheses, and in Kent repertory we found bold, italic and Roman letters. In this way, the typography is different. In this way, the philosophy of each author of these repertories are different. Then, while constructing the totality, the concept of constructing totality of each homeopath is different. While when we repertorize with Kent repertory, as Dr. Kent he gave importance to general symptoms, and then he gave importance to particular characteristic particular symptoms. So according to Dr. Kent, while constructing the totality, we should give first importance to my mental general symptoms. In that we understanding, intellect and memory. Then we have to give importance secondly to physical general symptoms, which include or under which thermals, that is general aggravation, amelioration, positive factors and positive modalities, that is positive aggravations and positive ameliorations, aversion and desire, types of discharges, and PQRS symptoms or symptoms related to particular part or organ, characteristic particular symptoms, that is called, and physical particulars, that is general common physical particulars. Lastly we have to consider. In this way Dr. Kane he advised to take the totality while before we are going to repertorize the case. Then according to Dr. Boning Hussain, he gave importance, as we know, he gave importance to complete symptom, and while constructing the totality before repertorization, we have also give importance to complete each and every symptom. We have give importance to uh, complete the history, complete the symptoms whatever we get with the use of different doctrines which he advised, that is doctrine of analogy, doctrine of complete symptom we have to follow. And he also introduced 7 points to understand the full picture of the disease. That these 7 points are quiz, quid, QB, cubus auxilis, then cure, Qumodo and Kondo. So in detail we discussed about these 7 points, that is and first, under concept of totality, what is, which symptoms came under location, which symptoms came under sensation, then which symptoms came under modalities and concomitants, that also we discussed previously in detail while learning Boning Hussein's therapeutic pocketbook. Then quiz means personality or the individuality. Quid means disease, its nature and peculiarity. UB means seat of disease. Cubus auxilis means accompanying symptom. Then cure means cause of disease. Qumodo means modification, that is aggravation and ameliorations. And Kondo means time related symptoms or time related modalities. So these 7 points are also very much important to considered while constructing the totality. Then Boger's concept of totality. According to Dr. Boger, he also followed the principles of Dr. Boning Hussain, and so he also gave importance to complete symptoms while constructing the repertory. But as we know that Dr. Boger's repertory, which we, while after collecting the data from the patient as well as from patient attendants with our observation, we can find that for any type of case we can able to, or we can use this BBCR, Boger Boning Hussein's characteristic repertory, and according to case or according to symptoms of the patient we have to construct the totality. If we, there are three fundamental principles while constructing the totality. Means if we get the complete symptom, then we follow the Pony-Hussen's method while constructing the totality. If we get prominent mental and physical general symptoms, then we follow the Kent's method while constructing the totality. And if we get prominent causative factor, prominent modalities, sensation, pathological symptoms, as well as location in the case, then we have to follow Boger's method while constructing the totality. So what is the Boger's method of constructing the totality? He gave some 7 points to appreciate the whole picture of the disease. As we learn about those 7 points, that is, first is changes of personality and temperament, then peculiarities of the disease, then seat of disease, concomitants, the cause, modalities, and time. These are 7 points we have to consider while constructing the totality according to Dr. Boger. So in this way, there is different concepts while constructing the totality. As Dr. Kent, he gave importance to mental general, then physical general, then particular. Then Dr. Boning-Hussen, he gave importance to complete symptom. So he used the grand generalization to complete the symptom, sensation and complaints in general, causative modality, physical modality, emotions, physical sphere, and sensation. All these things are important. Then, according to Dr. Boger, he also follows the concept of, follows the principles of Dr. Boning-Hussen, that is complete symptom, doctrine of complete symptom. So to complete the symptom, he advised to use the doctrine of grand generalization. Then pathological general symptoms, pathological lesions and miasmatic background, then pathological lesions, clinical rubrics, all these things we have to consider while constructing the totality. Then concomitant symptom, mental for differentiation and confirmation. As in BTPB also, we use the mental symptoms for lastly the mental symptoms for differentiation and not for the proper repertorization. Then how these repertories are constructed? What is the plan and construction of all these three repertories? This also we discussed in detail about Kent repertory, about BTPB and BBCI. So how the Kent repertory was constructed? How many sections are there in Kent repertory? Yes. How many sections are there in Kent repertory? So the Kent repertory, as we know, all repertories, they are based on the philosophical background of that repertory. So in Kent repertory, under philosophical background, as we know, he gave importance to general symptoms first, and then he go towards the particulars. So in his, while constructing his repertory, he follow the same principles. That means he gave importance to general symptoms and then he gave importance to particulars. So the first section in this repertory, we found the mind section. Then plan of repertory is uniform throughout from general to particular. Arrangement of rubrics, there is proper plan how the rubrics are arranged. That is, first the rubric is given, in front of that rubric general medicines which are indicated for that rubric, they are given, and after main rubric there are sub rubrics and they are arranged according to side time, modality and extension. So the rubrics and sub-rubrics, they are also arranged in proper way. Then there are three parts of the repertory as we discussed that also. That is, first part is prefix, then repertory proper and the suffix part. In prefix part, use of repertory, how to study repertory, and how to use repertory. All these articles which are written by Dr. Kane we found. Then repertorizing by Margaret Taylor and John Ware. Then hot cold remedies, book of remedies given by Gibson Miller, and few cases, workout cases by Margaret Taylor and John Ware with the help of Kent repertory are given in prefix part. Then repertory proper part. In repertory proper part, there are the number of sections in this is also wrong. So the number of chapters in Kent repertory are 37. By mistake, I think it was 31, written as 31. So total number of chapters in Kent repertory was 37, including subchapters of urinary organ, and it was arranged according to anatomical division of the body. Then general symptoms, physical general symptoms. The repertory part start with the section mind and it ends on the section generalities. In section mind, most of the mental general symptoms are given, and in section generalities, most of the physical general symptoms we found. Then the third part of this book is suffix part. In this suffix part, sites of the body and drug affinities, as well as relationship of remedies with duration of action by Gibson Miller, it was given. In this way, the book was arranged in three parts. In repertory proper part, there was about 37 chapters, and it was arranged in each page is divided into columns by vertical line, and the rubrics are arranged on both sides of the column, and they are arranged alphabetically with proper or systematic arrangement of rubric and sub-rubric, so that we can able to easily find out the similimum. He used the three gradations in his repertory. Okay. Then BBCR. So in BBCR, it was constructed. The BBCR, in this book also there are three parts. First part is philosophical part, then second part is repertory proper, and third part is concordance. Then in philosophical part, first in that is introductory part, then preface, then boni nuisance, characteristic or materia medica part. In that 140 remedies are given, which start from aconite and end on zincum. Then the concordance part, which is given in that 125 remedy, in intro in the philosophical part, introductory part, then preface and boni nuisance characteristic, materia medica, it was included under philosophical part. Then repertory proper part. Under repertory proper, the sections start from mind and ends on conditions of aggravation and amelioration in general. There are about 53 sections in repertory part. And the third part of this book was concordance section. In the concordance section, there are 125 remedies we found in this section. So in this way, the BBCR, it was constructed. Then BTPB. While constructing the BTPB, there are also three parts of the book. The first one is Principles and Practicability of BTPB, or Introductory and Philosophical part. Second part is Repertory Proper uh, part. In that we have given the 7 parts in Repertory Proper. 7 parts are there. That is, first one is mind and intellect. Second one is parts of body and organs. Third one is sensation and complaints. Fourth one is sleep and dreams. Fifth one is fever. Sixth one is alterations of state of health. And seventh one is relationship of remedies. In this way, the sections in this way the repertory is having or arranged in different 3 parts, that is philosophical part, repertory proper part, and concordance part. In this book there are, in the original work of Dr. Bonelli says, there are 126